So for people who are early adopters into wanting to know more about this NFT and crypto world, what are some of your go-to resources that you went to or that you're seeing now that are, great resources, or even Gary Vee himself? What are some of these go-to resources that people themselves in our audience can start searching and doing their own exploration, their own, search on NFTs and crypto?
Definitely, you got to get on Discord. It seems like the entire NFT community revolves around it. Twitter seemed to be the hotspot for cryptocurrencies. You got to be careful about the where you're getting your advice from. It's a very volatile market. The NFT obviously is transacted or bought and sold by using cryptocurrency, so it's based on it. Mostly Ethereum, but there's also others now. But you got to be careful and understand the volatile nature of the coins. And I think, you have to take a measured risk, meaning don't overdo it. And there's a lot of advice out there on that. But if you're truly interested in it, I think you need to shut out a lot of the other nonsense, bullshit about, and some of the harsher criticisms regarding let me say the early use of cryptocurrency, which allegedly was for, drug cartels and, criminal activity and things stuff. Like that. Yeah. If you shut that out and you actually research the technology itself and what it could be used for, the idea of decentralization, interesting pivot that we recently saw is that a lot of these people that are big proponents of, decentralized banking and everything else and lack of regulation are actually now promoting the idea of possible regulation.
We were talking about that the other day, remember?
Because they're saying it's going to add the legitimacy back into it that everyone is looking for, that you see with your hard currencies like the US dollar and others. So I thought that was kind of interesting. There's a couple people on Twitter that were promoting this idea. And I distinctively remember them saying the opposite at one point.
What's going on here?
Yeah, so that the reason why we wanted crypto was because it wasn't regulated, but now we're saying if it's regulated, it becomes more legitimate. I guess the jury's out on that one. But I definitely Discord, Twitter, social media is a great resource for it. You have the Reddit community. I find it very difficult to discern between truth and fiction there, but I think it's if you can, right? If you can transact, try it, right? Take a small risk and experience it, and I think you'll understand a little bit more of it. I gave that advice to a colleague of mine recently. And again, he bought a fraction of a coin, a very, very small fraction of a coin. Went through the process of setting the wallet and the transfer, and then I think I've now convinced him to buy an NFT. So he's gotten really into it, right? He started reading on the technology and everything else, and now you're seeing the growth of the conferences, like the Bitcoin conference that's going to be here in Miami, and
they already had one not too long ago.
Yep, and eMerge and all these. So track those things. I think it's. I think again, the idea of utility is in each aspect of this technology, right? It's from the blockchain to the coins themselves, to the NFTs, and to all the other things, right? It's not just the cryptocurrency, which gets a lot of attention, or NFTs that do. There's a whole lot of science and experimenting going on with the technology behind it, the idea of mining, and stuff like that. So, there's some good resources.
Awesome. And would you say that, you mentioned the Bitcoin conference and eMerge, which I know Manny Medina runs that. Would you say those are the two strongest right now that are really pushing on and streamlining a lot of the, events and conferences here in Miami when it comes to that kind of information, tech, software?
Well, I think right now, because Miami's getting so much attention, I think, it goes without saying that those are two now. They weren't always Miami-focused events. And because of the attention that Miami is getting as being a tech hub, and the influx of people from Silicon Valley and other parts of the world to bring their tech and their companies here, you're going to see tremendous growth opportunity for those conferences, and the talent's coming. So, I think they're going to be it, but are they it? I mean, again, I've been to eMerge. I have not been to any sort of crypto or Bitcoin conference as of yet. I'm sure I will.
I've been to eMerge 3-4 times. So.
Yeah. And it went through its phases, right? I went to the first eMerge conference and then missed a couple of years and went back again. So I think I can't imagine it not being tremendously successful in the next couple of years, unless there's just some major economic fallout and the crypto world completely falls apart. I think the attention that crypto and blockchain and NFTs and everything you're associated with is getting right now is going to drive more interest in tech.
It's just very strong. Yeah.
But are we sitting on a .com bubble? That's the question.
Well, there's a country out, I forgot which one it is, I think El Salvador, that they've incorporated Bitcoin. So they went off of their currency. Now they're 100% in Bitcoin. And there's a stat that was interesting that I saw, that the population that has checking accounts there is around 1 million or so, 1.5 million. Now with crypto, there's over, I think, 4 million people that have access now to that. You guys can fact check me on that, but the stat that's there is basically crypto has given these people in rural areas the ability to have digital currency. And a lot of people thought that they were going to be against it, but actually they've been pushing it even more. They've been using it. They found it easier than having a bank.
Yeah, there's some controversy on it because they did give coin to the population, some of it. But it's not the first country to adopt. They're using volcanoes to mine for it now. So, I think there's another fun. This is 20% of the Bitcoin that was available in the market is gone forever. It was lost. So you think about it as a finite amount of it, but it's just one of the that's supposedly the darling of all crypto, right?
All crypto.
Yeah, so you have the gold standard, the Bitcoin supposedly, and Ethereum, which is the silver, but you have Solana and Cardano, and all these other coins that are certainly getting attention, and you have the 20-something-year-old that started the XFT crypto exchange. He's the youngest billionaire.
You see him here sponsoring
the arena,
the Miami Heat arena.
Yeah, so let's see. There was a lot of darlings of the .com bubble, and they don't exist anymore. So
So are we going to see a global pro coin? That's
I think maybe a Griffin coin. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I maybe not a coin, but I definitely understand the tokens, the NFTs. Yeah. I think for business purposes, I think a lot of business owners and I think a lot of entrepreneurs should take a chance on NFTs and try to incorporate them into it. We used to, I don't know if you've probably been to a point of sale place, POS, where you go buy like ice cream and there's the little like machine where you can sign up for the coupon, right? And they want your information. Well, that could easily be done through a token.
Yeah.
Right? That you hold in your wallet. And you could scan your wallet and it says that you have a token and then you get the discount like that. Yeah. And then you can pay with using your crypto. I believe that's coming. And maybe you would do a limited run on certain types of tokens so that you're not, we saw expiration dates on coupons, right? Well, you can do those, or maybe it never expires. Or maybe what you do is later on you can resell it, so maybe it offers you a free ice cream every 10 ice creams and you get your 10th one and then you can sell it for half price and the merchant gets a fraction of the sale of something. I mean, again, there's many different ways you can use tokens to
and people like it. People like this, Tina credit or a coin, you've seen it in early gaming adopters,
gamification's big.
Or even going back in the day, back to, when we were young kids, even coins and credits were already used where you win a certain level, you get coins and tokens, you can buy this pack, you can buy that pack, or you get so that those concepts already evolved where now it's like, holy crap, this is real life. I can actually use this to buy real tangible things. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, gamification is another level. I personally have been tracking NFTs and the game industry and NFTs. I think look at the
I know you might program.
look at the early
game.
What's that?
Like you might program a game or something.
Yeah. The early adopters of crypto, and you look at the demographic, and you look at the rise of esports.
It's huge.
And then you think about cryptocurrency, think about NFTs, and I mean, kids and adults were already buying things in these games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're starting to tokenize that experience, and then you could sell the token, right? And resell, and then the rather than doing it on a third party basis, which sometimes the transaction would occur. Now you don't care if it's on a third party basis because you're getting a royalty as the developer of the game, right? So you're tying those things in together. I mean, that's the beauty of this concept. That's why, music industry, the movie industry, going to get rocked by NFTs because you can control 100% of the distribution and retain royalties forever, right? You can release 10,000 tokens entitling 10,000 people to a record. And they will only have it if they want to resell the token to gain access to the record. Then again, the royalty goes back to the creator of that token, right? So, and get this, the artist knows who holds those tokens. They can see those wallets.
Wow.
And they can do an airdrop, something free, right? That may entitle them to something else, a limited edition drop or raffles. You're seeing Gary Vaynerchuk do a lot of these raffles around, give away things, and those free airdrops he's doing are turning around. People are selling them for 2 or 3 ETH, like big money. That's Ethereum's trading for what, $3,000-$4,000 a coin, and now next thing you know, you're getting something just dropped in your wallet because you hold a VCon token or a token that tells you to a VCon conference because you have one. He's now giving you a free airdrop. You turn around and it's just creating this whole thing, and then he gets a fraction, get this, a royalty on the sale of that future token.